Almost there. Alrighty. Welcome to all Actionable Financial Literacy teammates here. And this is Dr. Joe Blake. Welcome to the broadcast. I want to thank everyone for showing up today. And today is the day to remember because 38 years ago, almost sounds like a long time ago, but 38 years ago, this day, um, special day, uh, I joined the United States Air Force. August the 6th, 1984. I was on the plane on my way to San Antonio, uh, to Lackland Air Force Base in San Antonio, Texas. And I remember it like it was yesterday. My God, I was 18 years old. First airplane ride uh, I taken, and it was fun. It was fun. I went to the airport. I still remember I had on some blue Levi. It was back then. It was Lee jeans. Had his blue shirt match. Had his hat to match with it and everything. Uh, had a fresh haircut. Had my mom there. Back then, I had a girlfriend back that was at the airport with me. I was fly. No, I was fly. I was going down to basic training, and I was just got down there. I was good. I was like, okay, I'm going down this Air Force thing. I was going to go in there and knock it out. And some of y'all out there have been in the Air Force. You know how basic training was. I get down there to basic training, and you fly down, met some friends down there, and some guys. One friend that lives in Delaware. I think he's in Delaware now. I don't know if he's in Delaware or not, but we fly down there and we get on this bus and we go from the airport to the bus. But, Daryl remembers the story. We get on the bus and we get to the take a bus to the base. And then this guy gets on there with this like Smokey the Bear hat and gets on there and he says, gets on, never met this guy before. He gets on there. Get the off my bus. I'm like, oh my God, sir. I've never met you before in my life. I don't know you. Why are you talking to me that way? I was like, oh my gosh, come on, dude. I don't know you. You don't know me. Why are you talking to me that way? Of course, I didn't say that to him. I was like, man, something wrong with that cat. He's screaming at me. But it's basic training is one of those things you will never forget. And I mean, I still have my military. Oh man, you really can't see it. But this is the book here that you get when you go to basic training. It's my Lackland book. I still have my Lackland book. I don't know why I still have it. I have a picture when I went to the training school too. Oh man, you can't really see it, but it's a book when I went to fire school, and she knew the Air Force Base did this. But that's not a picture she knew. But this is when I went to Andrews Air Force Base. I put it in this fire plaque. It's just that you don't forget. You remember that day. You remember that day. It's etched in your brain. It's in your mind. You always remember that day that you go to basic training. I mean, but military training is such a rigorous event, such a um, um, it's just such intensity that's there that you remember it. And I wanted to take this day but also remember it uh, as a financial remembrance day. I wanted us to use this day as a day to remember all the financial wins that we had in our lives. Because we always talk about planning, always preparing, always, setting up strategies and everything for our finances. But how about looking at the wins that we've had? Because actually going to the airport is one of the greatest things, one of the greatest decisions I made in my life. I am so glad that when I was 18 years old, I made that choice. It was a great choice. And actually, I made that choice before I was 18. I made that choice when I was still a senior in high school. So I was 17 years old when I signed up. I was 17, and I actually had to get my mother's permission. My mom had to go down to the recruiting station on Howard Street in Baltimore, Maryland. I had to go down to the recruiting station. Mom said, "Are you sure you want to do this?" I said, "Yeah, Mama. That's what I want to do." My mom went down to the recruiting station on Howard, and we went there to the Air Force guy, and and they said, "Just want to do?" I said, "Yeah." My mom signed for me, and then she left me there. And I had to sign, did the ASVAB score and everything. So and it was like in November of '83, I was signed up to go in the Air Force. So I was signed in November '83, and then in August of '84, after I graduated, already knew I had that plan set for my life. So financially, you already know in your mind what you want to do. You already have a desire what you want to have happen for your life. You plan for it, then you do it. And then in the end, the wins that you have from that life, you want to remember it. So I don't know if you have a set date in your life of all the wins that you sit back and you look at, remember those wins that you have. But let's take this day and have this is our financial remembrance day. So today. That's what I wanted us to look at, and just have it as our financial remembrance day. Remember all those wins that we had financially, and 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 use it as something that we can look for. We can look at and say, you know what, this is our financial remembrance day. This is the day we're going to take. This is the day we're going to have, and this is what we're going to look for as our financial remembrance day. This is the day that we see, that we know, that we feel is going to be what we have for our Remembrance Day. So let's start. We're going to look at our picture. This is I use the PowerPoint mainly. It's not necessarily a uh, it's a guide to help us understand, see where we're going. So remember, this is our decision model that shows we show this, the knowledge comes in, that's the actions that behaviors that we want to change, and these are the actions in the middle that we follow. These are the actions that we take, and we look at these actions on a monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, annual basis, and we look to make those changes. And this is the behavior model that we take this shopping cart, and that shopping cart goes within each stage of the action model, and we look at making these changes and to change our behavior. So we change the way we do things financially. All right. So we already know those things. So then we look at we remember that we have a inflation. This inflation model is what we're going through now, and I put that there because we know that life works in a cycle. Finances work in a cycle, and it's not something that's mysterious to us. It's a cycle. Once we understand that things work in a cycle, then it's no longer. It's no longer, oh my God, what's going to happen? Things are going to fall. This and it. It works in a cycle. You understand it works in a cycle? You can buckle up and ride it out. You just buckle up and ride it out where you are. Once you acknowledge and see that it's a cycle, that in the middle of this, it's a trough. Trough is when it rises and falls. And inflation falls. When inflation goes, it follows a trough. Inflation rises and falls, and the business growth comes in, the government and raises the interest rate to kind of counteract those things, and And that this whole process, 6 to 7 year cycle, automatically there. So this financial remembrance day. So what are some of your most memorable financial moments? So you want to look at this. What are some of your most financial memorable moments? So the article that I found, it talks about. Now we're going to look at this article for this week and next week as well. The most significant recent significant developments in our markets is that there's a rise in prominence of the individual investor. So more people are trying to understand the learning of individual investors, being an individual investor. And then, some people feel that it's a little bit on the mysterious size, or mysterious for them, or they feel that it's a little scary about learning about how to invest. So they're scared about it. And as a matter of fact, the article talks about how Social Security is going to be more of a event individualized as well, or you're going to have to be choosing your investments. So if you're not doing it now on a personal level, and you got to do that for your Social Security, that's going to be a whole nother event altogether. So getting an understanding of how it works, what to do about it, is more so paramount now than ever, because you're going to have to be able to you yourself, or you're going to have to find someone to help you choose those investments and choose those selections. So it's important to have that, get an understanding one way or another. You got to learn. You got to find a place, find a place, find someone that you trust, and have an understanding with that person that they're giving you true knowledge, wisdom, and understanding about financial matters, and have a track record that you can follow, has that understanding. So here are some things that I put together. Let me have this a little closer here. All right. So have you saved enough for your dream down payment for purchase or a home, or even paid off a home? So when you look at that, that's the first financial event. So some of us that have you saved enough for a down payment on a home, or even for a down payment or purchase a home, or even paid off your house. How did that feel when you did that? How did that feel? How did you feel when you did that? How did that feel? Cool. I like somebody liked my background. I like that. It's peaceful. How did it feel when you saved enough for that down payment? For that back for that down payment for your house? It felt great, didn't it? It took you some time to do that. It took you some time to put that money aside and have the house. And it was great, wasn't it? It was great to get that money aside. You took you some time to save that money. And then once you got that money aside and you were able to have enough, and it was wonderful. This is now I'm in my second home. The first house I had, I cheated. Actually, I kind of cheated a little bit on both homes because I got to do the VA. But I tell you what, once I got in, and I still had funds, I had enough funds to get what I wanted, because some things didn't come with the house. Like the first time I had a house, um, I didn't have my a barbecue grill in the back. So I make sure the second time around I had enough saved, so I had my own barbecue grill built in the backyard at my home. My own. I had a patio built this time. The patio built grill built, and then I had what are those things called? A flower garden built, and then I had a, a what is that thing called, man? Where you sit under and have a where you can have a sit in the table and all the good stuff, and you have. So I had things built this time around that I didn't have before. And then, so when you have it done the first time, you know what to do. The second time, it's even better. So it's wonderful when you have that. So when you have enough money you set aside, I mean, it's great. So now paying it off is another story. So you want to have that. So is I mean, when you have that opportunity to have enough money set aside to either buy your home or to pay your home off, that's a great deal. I have clients that I've helped them help them have enough money to set aside to purchase a home. Have clients who paid their homes off, basically working with them to have money set aside to do that, and it's a wonderful thing, very wonderful thing. So you want to be able to set yourself up and then set your clients up to have excellent things in your life. So you would remember that day. I remember the day I purchased the first home. Remember the day I purchased the second home. So what is your remembrance day in that? And if you haven't purchased a home yet, start your fund to do so. Start something to have some money set aside to do it. Get with your financial advisor, your financial executive to get you started. Start now. Start when you can. How about your car event? When did you save enough to purchase your dream car or put a down payment down for that car or pay it off? Remember that time when you got your very first car? Or when you saved enough for your very first car? When was that? Well, that was a win. That was a win day for you. Your very first car when you first got it may not have been a new car. Could have been a secondhand car, a used car. How did that feel when you had finally saved enough money to say to put a down payment for the car? How did that feel? That was a win. That's something you remember doing, and it felt good about it. That was a financial win. Each time you have a financial win, it gives you that much more energy, that much more strength inside to do it again and again and again. Sometimes we focus so much on the things that did not happen for us, and it takes the win out of us to not try to do it, to say that it won't happen again. But if you did it once, it can happen again. And when you do it again and you do it once, you said it can happen again. It does happen again. Uh, my first car was a Buick Skyhawk. Love that thing. Paid that one off to get another car. Uh, Another one I had one time is when I bought a van. I had a conversion van because I had three kids. Three kids. You got a whole bunch of stuff, moving bad boys here and there. I bought that van was on the rack. It was one of the display vehicles on the rack, and I got that at when I lived in Arkansas. I went to the Graceland Dodge it was in Tennessee. So Arkansas, the base I was at in Arkansas was close to Tennessee, which is like it was like I think it was like a 30 minutes away, an hour away. But I went down to Graceland Dodge and seen the van on the rack. It was blue, and I had a paid off car and another $5,000. So I traded that in with 5 grand, and I got my van. That was a win. Had my Tesla. That was a win. And so each time you have a win to get what you want to remember that. Because the next time you go do your new thing, that's another win for you. Your financial wins help you get stronger and stronger for the next time you need to have another win. You remember the wins because it's a positive thing. You want to have those positive thoughts in your minds of when you have wins, so it gets you stronger and stronger. If you remember the negative things, it pulls you down. It doesn't have you thinking. You don't end up remembering how good you are with your financial wins, and then you pull yourself down and you don't try again. You don't move again. You don't have any. You don't have any will to win if you keep thinking about how you lost, how it didn't work out for you. You get broken down, busted down, and disgusted because you don't have that financial win. But this day, August the 6th, From here on out will be our financial remembrance day of all the financial wins that we had throughout our lives, throughout this journey we call life, and we take those financial wins and we share it with our friends, our family, our children, so they can have a day that they say, you know what, let me remember the financial wins that I've had. So it gives you that second, second win to continue on in life. How about any other goals you may have had for, say, like for your college education that you've done? You save for college, you save enough money to start your child in college. Maybe you're the first one that saved enough money, and you had enough set aside. You can send your child to college, even if it's just for a semester or two. You saved enough to do that for your child. That's a win. Maybe your parents wasn't able to do that for you, but you you did it. You saved enough money set aside for your child to go to semester, first semester, second semester. You did it. You did it. That sets a precedent. Now your child knows how that feels. They're going to do it for their child. They're going to do it. That's a financial win. That's something in your financial remembrance day. How about you reach the retirement goal? You have money set aside in retirement. You reach the single digit goal. You reach 1,000. Then you reach a double digit thousand. Then you reach a a triple digit retirement goal. That's a win. You reached a goal now that no one in your family has ever reached. Now you can pass that on to your children's children. That's what it's all about. Having that financial win that you tangibly reached, you can give to your children. That's how you create that inheritance to its children and children. Because that knowledge you're able to share. How about a vacation every dollar amount? You set enough money set aside where you can have a vacation, or you take a vacation, and you're able to go somewhere. You know, my wife and I have gone to vacations all over the country. Uh, and the times we gone overseas and went to see my son. Um he lives in Italy. Went there twice. We're gonna go to what is it place? What is he at now? He's in Bangkok right now, so we plan on going over there next year. And my daughter, my young daughter, that girl goes everywhere. She calls me because she has her own vacation, and she goes places too. Because once you establish it for yourself, and then you share that information with your children, they set it up for themselves. It's a win. It is a win. That's how you create and you recreate it. That financial remembrance comes to mind when you do it and you show someone else how to do it. It makes it more it makes it's more of a I mean it just makes it more alive for you when you do it and you share with someone else, and they do it as well. Someone in your family. I mean it's great. All right. So you what you know, ask yourself whether you have done enough to safeguard your financial future. Have you learned enough? Have you gained enough knowledge to do that? Have you gained enough knowledge? And if you haven't, enroll in some study. Uh, join a club, get some information and knowledge. Continue listening to my webinar. You can gain that information. There's a book club that I'm starting with myself and another business owner, Stokely Walker. Book club starts on August 22nd this month. It's on a Monday at 1 o'clock. Um, you're able to join it at 1 o'clock for those folks who want to win, who want to gain more. I like reading. Joanna likes reading, and when you're a reader, you you read. It's one thing to read, but at some point you had to become a product of the books you read and the tapes you listen to. Reading starts it all, and I'm a nut about reading. Join our book club. Get it. It helps getting additional knowledge and information. We're gonna the first book we're gonna read is called "The Power of One More." One more piece of information, one more contact, one more piece of knowledge that'll help you get to that next level. So get that extra information. Again, fall in love with the market, plant your seed, give it time, then you reap the harvest. So it's not timing the market, it's time in the market. The market is doing well. It is. You want to take a part of it. Again, our model here: knowledge that comes in, the actions you take, and the behaviors that need to be changed. The reason why we keep saying having the same uh, problems, keep doing the same thing, you're gonna get the same results. The way to change it is change your behaviors. Here are ways to get a hold of me. That's always in the notes in the notes of in the notes areas. Contact me and on Facebook. Again, here is the references that we use. This is the reference to the article that we're going to use this week and next week. And here are that's the end of the broadcast, end of the notes series there. It's the notes that we have there. So with this broadcast, I tell you, the main thing I wanted to get across was the fact that this is a Remembrance Day, financial Remembrance Day. So the things that the things that you've done financially that have caused you to win, you want to remember it. Have a time frame or a day. Today's that day. Remember your financial wins, because those financial wins today will help you have more financial wins in the future. So today is your financial Remembrance Day. This has been Dr. Blake with Actionable Financial Literacy, and I hope we've helped you get your financial point across. Have a great and prosperous weekend.